And we are live. You can catch us on YouTube, Kick, Rumble, and Facebook. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll be right back with you, Howlers. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the hottest podcast, Howls over Baaz, every week whooping ass. HOB, the fight segment, home of future and current world champions. With your host Jacob Casas and your host AJ Gonzalez. And we running over sheeps cause we wolves in this beast, Let's go. And shout out to the fans showing love and all the trolls, y'all welcome. Every week knocking out the competition with the hottest guests. If you ain't tuned in, then you missing.
Howls over Baaz. I'm Jacob Casas.
I'm AJ Gonzalez.
And we appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead. You could do your thing, man. It's on you.
All right. So, look, check this out. We got a special guest today. My good friend here, Sam Contreras, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having
boxing
me
manager.
Over. Boxing trainer, boxing manager.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell our audience, though, a little bit more about who you are and what you do?
Yeah.
Well, boxing industry, I am a boxing manager. I manage a few fighters, as well as my son and a few other fighters as well, like Kevin Anton.
Okay.
I think I'm good there, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then, usually I train my son and Kevin. Those are the only two fighters that I'm training actively right now. And, yeah.
And how long you been doing that?
I mean, I started training back when I was like 16, 17. I started at the old Resurrection gym at the Oscar De La Hoya gym. And, that's kind of where I got into boxing. After I had my kid, that was another project in the mix.
Right.
I ended up getting into boxing back like in 2010 again, more on the training side.
Okay.
I started managing my first fighter, which was Cesar Diaz.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, and then everything else, until now, it's a working process.
And when did Sam start fighting?
Sam started training at the age of 8. I think he had his first fight at 9. I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
His first fight at 9. That's badass.
Yeah, a lot of years.
Yeah. And so what made you want to get into the managing side of this?
Two things. I always saw a big future for Sam, and part of that it's knowing the industry, knowing the business, and being part of it. And then came along with other fighters like Caesar and everybody else that they gave me the opportunity to help them out, and started working their careers. It wasn't easy, right? Because it's a big responsibility as a manager. You're dealing with fighters' careers and so forth. So, definitely it was a big responsibility. But, I've always taken big tasks. I've always liked to get better in whatever I do. And, yeah, that's the reason I started.
What have you seen in the background of the fight game since you've been managing? Has it been an eye-opening thing that since you've been managing, because you're seeing things behind the scenes in a different realm. Money's getting passed around now. So what have you seen? What have you noticed in the back end of since you've been managing?
I also do real estate.
Yeah.
So I think it's very similar. Like depending on real estate markets, boxing is very similar. You're going to see some markets that, they start signing a lot of fighters. There's markets that they're not signing much fighters.
Right.
There's markets that they'll hold off and they'll just want certain type of fighters. But you definitely do learn. I do see that a lot of the old school managers, there's only a few left. A lot of them, are not managing no more, or, they're gone. So we're dealing with new era type of managers as well, new type of promotional companies. Same thing, a lot of promotional companies are hiring new era type of employees compared to the old school.
Right.
So all that makes changes in the sport.
What have you seen the difference of from the old school to the new school? Like, what have you seen, like, what they've done differently?
few things that I liked on the old school promoters, managers, they would spend a lot of time in the gyms. You know, just my opinion. I think they would really look out, really spend the time on the field looking for fighters, looking for talent.
Right.
I think there's very few promotional companies that really do that now. A lot of them, like anything in life, lately, not only promotions and boxing, but I feel that a lot of them now start going by who tells them who's good, right?
Right.
They don't want to spend that extra mile on finding out who's what, and sometimes that's why we get what we get. Sometimes, you know, and they get what they get sometimes because they just go by what other people say. It could be good, or it could be bad, or it could be in between.
That's kind of a lazy way to do things, man. You
Yeah,
know?
I agree.
Yeah.
You think it would be good to go search because there could be a lot of diamonds in the rough that you would never know. They might not post. They might not be on social media like that. No, I mean, and they're just over there just training every day, and people don't really see them. And a manager would notice that, you know. So it is kind of crazy that they don't do that no more.
Yeah, and then you have other stuff that involved also, right? Because one of the biggest things that we didn't want to set back in 2010, 12 was the big social media thing, right? So now a big thing for a lot of promoters is that the fighter is very well known, has a big fan base in social media because that brings it. You know, we've seen guys like Ryan Garcia that has a big following. You know, he was criticized a lot and the coming back, but regardless, he's been able to do a lot for boxing
and selling a lot of tickets.
Do you think that a lot of fighters get signed because of their following? Honestly, like
there's a few,
yeah, right. But then again, it overlooks like how we were saying, like
talent.
You know, like what if that fighter has 500 followers, but he's very talented?
Yeah, but
do you think he's overlooked because of that? Because of the social media game?
Yeah, for sure. And that's in every sport. That's happening all around. Just like you might go to a lot of business and you see my nice, good-looking girl and she's hired, and might be the one that's not that good looking is a way better worker, but the other one gets the job. You know,
but you know what? It probably works good in both ways though, because there's probably fighters out there that wouldn't. I mean, because just like a lot of places, they have their favorites. Yeah. So a lot of fighters, they're building their own fan base and their own stuff, and people notice them. So I think it kind of works both ways. Maybe that people are being seen that wouldn't have got seen before because they built their own stuff up. So I guess it kind of can go both ways. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it worked both ways. But at the same time, the most important is that it gives both of them an opportunity. For example, I always tell fighters, only because you didn't come in at the same door that Ryan Garcia did doesn't mean you can't become a Ryan Garcia. But you have to do in the work, right?
Yeah.
And vice versa. I mean,
you can't fake fighting.
Like Ryan Garcia right now, he has a big opportunity, look sharp, and bring a lot of his doubters, to the table. Is facing Barrios, taking the opportunity and taking advantage of it.
That was going to be a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, I get that. I understand that. And so did real estate help you? Because you're kind of looking at fighters like real estate now, right? Mm-hmm. So did that help you transition into this game, you think?
I think actually boxing helped me more towards, because I started with boxing first.
Oh, really?
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I started with boxing first.
Okay.
But I did see that it's very similar, and I think a lot of businesses are similar, and I think a lot of stuff that's going on in boxing is because people don't understand the business.
Right.
Business in general. So it's something that I always, look and, that's the way I work with my fighters. The promoters I have a chance to work with, they know how I work. Usually I don't think I've ever had a problem with none of them because I understand business. And it's very important for me that I teach my fighters the business for they could understand, because, there's so many examples I could give you sometimes. Sometimes we're worried about, who got paid so much coming in, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's, who makes the more money, the more at the end,
Right.
So it's a marathon, not a sprint.
That's true. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I like that. Where do you want to go from here in managing? Do you want to manage more fighters, or do you just want to stick with your son?
No, my circle.
Kevin.
Yeah, my circle is just Sam, Kevin, and Carlos Rodriguez here at Jerry Ortiz, a very close friend of mine. My circle's small,
And you want to keep it like that?
yes, for
Okay.
sure. I don't want to. I'm
You
not
don't
gonna
wanna overwhelm yourself either.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to lose the attention to my son, to Kevin, and to my friend like Carlos, because this is for me is I rather have quality instead of quantity.
Right.
And at least for me in the training part, I don't feel you could give the same time to 10, 15, 20 fighters, right? It just doesn't. I mean, it loses quality. I mean, if somebody else wants to say otherwise, it's different, but that's, it won't. So I rather spend this time, with them closely, and even with only a handful, it's a lot of work. It's not easy.
And how do you separate being a trainer and a manager? How do you know when to put on the manager hat and how to put on the training hat?
It's very similar.
Yeah.
It's very similar. Back in the
You
day,
don't think it collides or nothing?
no, back in the days, majority of the trainers were the managers.
That's true.
They used to do because it's just more negotiating. It's more like, again, in a small group, right?
Right.
Because it's like if you have the mechanic that's doing the job of a mechanic and he's doing invoicing too, when, he only has about 10 clients a week. But if you have 200 clients a week, then you need to separate, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I keep it in a small group.
Okay. One thing I do want to ask you, though, how'd you meet Kevin?
Kevin,
Kevin Anton.
yeah, he's from the Antelope Valley.
Yeah.
We started training at the AV Boxing Club.
Okay,
There with
got
Hervey
it,
Estrada. And it was a little drive for us. And it was always, that gym's always been full. There's always
It
a gala.
has.
I started, I started training Sam, and then I brought another trainer in. I gave it to him. He actually asked me, he's like, hey, I think this kid has talent. He was only like 8 years old. Let me work with him. And he was the old trainer for Cesar Diaz, Kevin, and Nathan, another
Okay.
fighter that he stopped boxing. So I gave him Sam because of my work. I used to work at a company before. So going forward, I never really, I really don't even ask my fighters, but I didn't even take into consideration if Sam was okay training with him, right?
Right.
So I just say, you go train with him. And on I think he did a first fight, and then he did a tournament. And we actually fought Julius Ballo on that fight.
Oh, really?
On the finals, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he did okay, but he just didn't perform. And I remember, saying, well, dude, what the hell?
Like,
you
what's
missed.
going on? Yeah.
And he was 9 years old, and he told me, you know what? Remember, we were alone in the room, and he said, I don't like to train with him. He's like, I don't. He said, I thought you were going to train me.
Right.
And you didn't ask me, and you just sent me with him. I don't like to train with him.
Why though? Why did he?
I know. Did
I
he
don't
say
know.
why?
No, I just feel that
Different styles, huh?
probably, yeah, he was a good trainer. He was a good trainer,
he was
but
just probably more comfortable with you.
probably.
Yeah.
So I told him, okay, so I'll make the sacrifice. If this is really what you want, then I'll go back and train you. But you're going to have to go all out.
Yeah.
This is not a hobby. If you're
Yeah.
going to do it right, you're not going to waste my time. That's when I started training him. So I think
Okay.
he only did two fights with the other trainer, and then we did the rest.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you. I feel like you're a very, very good judge of in character. All the fighters that you've trained, and worked with, they're all good kids. Like seriously, they are. Like your son
Thanks.
is very well respected. Like like his manners. Kevin too. Like they're not. There's a lot of fighters out here, and me, we've been around a lot of fighters where they act like they don't even like talking.
Yeah. Again, it's part of the business.
Yeah.
I mean, they speak for who you are, right? Just
Yeah.
like parents. Your kids out there are the ones that represent you.
Yeah.
So, again, I'm very, very transparent with the way of boxing is,
Right.
but respect is big for me.
Yeah.
It's always been very big for my fighters, inside the ring and outside. I don't allow my fighters to do stupid things inside
Yeah,
sparrings
yeah.
or stuff like that, or be very disrespectful.
Yeah. And you still got your gym at your house, right?
Still have it, yeah.
Oh man, I love it. I love your gym at the house. It's so set up. The only thing is every time I go there, I get scared because of your dogs.
Oh, my dogs, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not, they're cool, but yeah.
Dude, those are real wolves. Yeah, man. So how do you see the boxing game right now as far as like for instance, we just had Teofimo and that's the Shakur fight,
Correct.
you know? So how do you feel how it's trending right now with these fighters? You know, now we're getting pretty good fights.
Yeah, I think it was first of all, I think it was a good fight. It didn't go Teofimo's way at all.
Yeah.
But Shakur he's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. He'll do things at his pace, and I've been watching him for a lot of years since Caesar fought him back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel that styles make fights, and we've always had this history of boxing.
Yeah.
There's some fights that we think they're going to be that great, and they turn out not to be. So, we are seeing better fights. I would say the respect I give to Teofimo is because he's been one of the few at his age that's taking those top risks. He did it in the beginning of his career. I think. I appreciate that as a boxing fan.
Young.
As a boxing fan, I appreciate that because he's opened that, right?
Correct.
And it's something that I've always done with my fighters. I've never ducked nobody in the amateurs when they're in the amateurs. Of course, the process is a process, but when the time comes, there's nothing we're gonna hold back. We're there to fight the best. And Teofimo did that. Not a lot of fighters do that, right?
Right.
Because a lot of fighters now think they're managers. A lot of fighters think they want to call the shots. A lot of managers don't trust the promoter, don't trust the manager. So I always said this. I even see fighters joining promoters, and it's more like already water and oil. So I'm like, if it's already like that in the beginning before you sign, why you even sign with them?
Yeah.
They need to. I think there's a few things that pro fighters say out there that I dislike. And I don't dislike the fighter. I just dislike what they're saying.
Give us an example.
They say Juan Manuel Marquez. And he's one of them. And a few other fighters that use a term like they stole from me, right? Like there's a podcast where Marquez says, Oscar De La Hoya called me over for a meeting. Mm-hmm. And then he said, oh, you know what? We're going to charge you the 20%. But he said, me van a robar el 20%. It's business.
Yeah.
And that's why you negotiate.
Yeah.
That's why
you don't just take the first deal that's presented to you.
And then you also need to understand that this is where I bring the real estate side. I've had clients when they say, you know what, the house is $500,000, but I did my math with the interest rate. In 30 years, I'm gonna pay $1.5 million.
Damn,
That's
double.
Hold on.
Yeah.
They're stealing from me. Like, that's crazy. Why so much? So my answer to them is buy it cash.
That way you don't have to pay the interest.
That's why you don't have to pay the interest. So if you don't want a promoter to take money from you, then be your own promoter. You pay for yourself. You pay for all your career.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Because think about this.
Yeah.
As a manager, I'm not giving all the promoter side, but for me, it's very important that at least my fighters understand is travel, opponent's purse, your purse.
It adds up.
It adds up.
Yep.
So it's an investment. That's the reason that they just won't invest just in anybody. Because nobody's here to throw money. No. Now you tell the fighter, hey, invest in yourself. There's fighters that don't even want to spend gas money to go sparring.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
But they forget about all this in the end. Now it's like you're stealing from me. The only reason I would say that is like if you were like a superstar since the beginning,
right,
and you're making the promoter money from day one, but then you should have a good manager and negotiate for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Or have the money to, finance your career.
Yeah, start your own promotional company.
Music business, same thing, right?
It's the same thing.
I mean, even like this right here, I paid for all of it to make sure this happened. Like you're gonna lose at the beginning, but if you believe in what you're doing, it's gonna push towards your future.
Of course.
So I think that's how it's kind of done. it just sucks because I feel like a lot of fighters are kind of, I mean, they're working hard, training hard, fighting, and a lot of them just don't make money at the beginning at all.
Yeah.
And it's harder for them to survive. I get that. I have a business on top of that. You know what I mean? So I get it. It's just I feel like it's tough for them. You know,
It's not easy. I
Yeah.
think that's one of the key things that I tell my fighters and people I work with. Boxing is not easy, and it's just not the word
It's not
saying
made
easy.
for everybody.
It's a sacrifice. Kevin
Yeah.
is a big example. And I feel that, I know he believes in me and he trusts me, but man, that kid has had like 12 fights fall off. He's 27 now. He's barely seen the light.
Yeah.
You know how much time he had to go without working and dealing and couldn't be somebody regular to have money? That's why a lot of people stop.
Yeah.
They're like, I'd rather go work. But he has that dream, but it goes to anything else you do in life. Let's say we put boxing aside and we go to other businesses. There's people that have companies that they're eating crap in the beginning, bro.
Oh, yeah.
They were sleeping in their cars.
Yeah.
They went days without eating. I think nowadays a lot of fighters are, they come up with, oh, I know my worth. And I've told them, and I told Kevin, and I told Sam in the beginning. I told Sam before he went pro, you know how much your worth is? 0.
Yeah.
Kevin, 0. You're going to have to start building your worth.
Yeah.
Just like a stock could be worth nothing, it could be worth a lot.
What was Sam's response when you said that to him?
I kind of want to know.
I think he had the opportunity for me to be in the cars for a lot of miles, a lot of hours in cars, talking to Kevin, talking to Joel, Caesar, and every day we go to spar, it's always like a conversation with them on how things are. Right, this is a business. If you don't perform, you just don't really lose the relationship with the promoter, but the promoter might not just want to invest with you, right? Because every time you always tell a fighter, put yourself in the promoter's shoes. If you have this money, this guy's screwing up. He's not gonna bring you money. Will you keep putting money on him?
Right.
Simple.
Oh, okay.
I mean, look at the champion fighter we had in here. She's a single mother.
La Cobra.
That's another example. She's
You can't
hold on.
That's the thing is, like a single mother, getting up at 3 a.m., training in the morning, then going to work, still being a single mom. She's never getting a full 8 hours of sleep, and she became world champion.
Yep.
Like that right there. I guess you just like you said, like
You gotta want it.
it's up to you. It's up to you, just like you were saying right now, man. Like, yeah, you have to want it, and it's up to you. Like, you're nothing until you make yourself something.
You know what? One of the crazy parts is too is that she's gone. It's been hard for her, right? Especially women's boxing. She started when women's boxing wasn't that great. It's getting better.
Yeah.
But one of the hardest things is that she has an opportunity right now, and she needs to take advantage of every single fight. That's it. Or all the suffering she's had could just go back down. This is what I tell my fighters. Like Kevin, we've been knocking on doors so much. When we get the opportunity, we can't not fuck up. We can't. So because, or else, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I think that's the extra fighters have, like, that are big on social media, because of still social media will be a cushion. Like, this guy still sells, right?
Right.
Look at Oscar De La Hoya. He lost Trinidad, then he lost another 2-3 fights. No, do you think his promoter was worried about or thought about releasing him? No way.
Hell no. He was still bringing in
making
the money.
Yeah, they're making money for both. So compared to other people that are not, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We like it in life. I think you have to be honest and you have to work with what you have. And this goes with everything. And sometimes fighters are more aggressive and they just sell fights like that. Gotti and guys like that. So if your style is different, it's what it is.
I've always wanted to ask you this question. Like, even though that you're managing fighters and you're training fighters, have you ever thought about actually starting your own promotional company, like where you start putting fights together on your own, like your own cards?
No. I mean, I thought about it. Like, I looked into it. Right. Even a small.
Because I think you would honestly be great at it. Like,
I think I would do it only if I wouldn't have fighters.
Right.
But it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Trust me. Even a small promoter, it's crazy. These guys don't understand how much work it takes. Now, I run the El Salvador Boxing Federation.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like a promoter, right? But I have a good staff now, And it's still not easy because everything has to be on dot, a lot of responsibilities. You have to have, the ring ready, media ready, trainers ready, fighters dealing. You're not only dealing with one fighter, now you're dealing with 60 fighters.
Yeah.
So it's not easy.
And how did you get involved with that?
Sam,
Because Sam was doing for the Olympics, right? He was doing the
he
Olympic
represented
trials?
El Salvador for the trials, the last Olympic trials. How we went out there is, I wanted to do a backup plan, right?
Okay.
There's no secret to that. We're doing good in USA, but we're not the best. So I always looked at the backup plan of saying, okay, well, if not, then probably go through one of our, grandparents' country to represent. I've always been closer to El Salvador. Teofimo was represented Honduras. So I'm like, Honduras already had an Olympian.
Yeah.
So El Salvador has never had an Olympian. So I was like, man, opportunity. And then Mexico has a lot of Olympians, right? Because Sam is mixed.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's how we started going. And then when I was out there, I ended up talking to the brother of the president of El Salvador, which he runs the sports ministry in El Salvador. We had a conversation. They were having issues with the federation. A lot of people that didn't know about the sport was involved in the amateurs and the pros.
Right.
And then that's how I started working in. And then little by little, we ended up running with the pros commission as well.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool. I mean, imagine representing your country.
Yeah, it's
and like you said, Sam, he's mixed. He could have represented any other country that he wanted to, right?
U.S. actually was U.S., Mexico, Honduras, and El Salvador. Actually, he won the last U.S. national Olympic festivals, and we didn't get called in. But because they had seen already that we were in representing El Salvador, we had represented El Salvador, not officially, but they had seen us already in one of the events. So we didn't get called in. I didn't even, Mike Campbell sent me a message saying, are you guys coming?
Yeah.
They had to call us in for the camp. They didn't call us in. So we said, we'll just stick with El Salvador.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying we were going to make it the U.S. team, but we definitely had we won our spot there to be invited.
And I like the way you put it, that there hasn't been any champion from El Salvador, and that'd be pretty cool to
Carlos El Famoso Hernandez has been the only world champion.
Oh, okay.
But he was born here in the States as well.
Oh, okay.
But nobody there. Hopefully in the future, it's not easy in Central America, man. Mentality out there is crazy. It's like they don't help, but they don't want you to do nothing good for them.
Why though? Why?
Yeah,
you know what? I think it's a culture thing, bro. A lot of that, it's a culture because there's only very few people. And I'm being very transparent. It's like, first of all, I think I messed with a lot of people's money, right?
Okay.
Because one of the meetings, the guy that used to run the pro boxing out there, he was the commissioner, the promoter, the matchmaker,
the trader,
the everything, bro. And then he sold them. Like El Salvador, they didn't know about this, right? So here comes and he sells them this project, like if it's an amateur project, but on the pros.
Right.
He would request money from them and say like, "Oh, we're doing a national ranking." What are you talking about national ranking? That's on the amateurs, not on the pros. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what he would do is, he'll get the fighters, kind of what like matchmakers get here, right? They'll bring a fighter to lose or whatever. That's what he would do. But for me, it kind of sucked because you see small kids and with the mentality of looking to become something big. And I'm already seeing your kid. You're not going to go no big when you have guys like that around.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to crush you.
Yeah.
They just won't let you. They'll cut your wings. You're not going to get nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think for me, it's very important to have and clean that opportunity. And hopefully in the future, they learn, they take advantage of the knowledge we're taking. And hopefully, we could get a champion from Central America. I help everybody. I talk to guys from Honduras, Guatemala. It doesn't matter. I'm about helping because the sport is not big enough out there. I always say that if you put Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, and even Costa Rica, that could probably make one state
Yeah.
in Mexico.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
they're so small.
Yeah, it's so small. So that just everybody gets better competition, things get better, and better for boxing.
Yeah. And I was thinking, Chocolatito's from Guatemala, right?
Nicaragua. Nicaragua's big in
There
pro
you go.
boxing, though.
Yeah, that's
Nicaragua's
right.
big.
I don't know why I always think he's from Guatemala.
No, Nicaragua.
Oh,
The guy
okay.
that's from Guatemala is Lester Martinez.
Lester. There you go. There you go.
Kevin
Yeah.
is half Guatemalan, too.
He is, right? Okay, okay. Have you talked to Chocolatito lately?
Yeah, he's doing good. His
What's he up to?
getting ready. I think some news they're gonna pronounce soon.
You can't talk about it right here? Come on, Sam.
Exclusively on Howls
us an
Over
ex-
Baaz podcast.
Yeah, no, they're doing great, which is the most important thing.
You told me that you were gonna give us the news.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right? Can't back out now.
A legend like him,
Yeah.
we owe that respect for him.
No,
to-
of
to-
course,
to-
of course,
to-
of course.
to give out the great news.
So
but
what's
they're
it
great.
about? That's good.
Hey, I like that one.
Well,
Can you give us a hint?
how much is under the table?
Yeah, go on. No.
Yeah, but I think Nicaragua's great in boxing. Of course, they need more help because a lot of stuff happens. Hopefully, opening more channels for all these fighters and they
Right.
get an opportunity.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So what's next for Sam?
We're looking into possibly March. We've always started working with Top Rank, and it's been a great honor working with them. Very happy, very
Yeah.
professionals in every way, and I think in the few weeks we might be announcing something soon. But he should be pretty active this year.
That's good. That's good.
Pretty active. Everything's been looking good. He's getting better fight by fight, and we hope for him to have a busy 2026, and I think we should be good in the beginning of 2027 in the rankings.
How many fights are you going to get him this year?
I mean, we're pushing to get as much as we can, right?
Yeah.
But I think also at the same time, not just about fights. Things start adding, rounds start adding, start monitoring right, because you don't want to also just break somebody out
Right.
of just burning him out. But maybe because it's second year, maybe probably between 4 to 6 fights.
Okay.
That's a busy year.
And is he still at 4 rounds right now? Or
No,
he's at 6, right?
6, right?
Yeah, he's at 6. Yeah.
After the second fight, he was at 6
okay.
rounds.
Okay, yeah. And you know what? I want to go back real quick to the Teofimo, because we were talking about it earlier. Teofimo Lopez, on how, it's out there right now as far as him that he should cut his dad off on training, right? Like he should get another trainer. What's your opinion on that?
I mean, as a father and trainer, I'm gonna give you my honest
Yeah.
opinion. Putting a father aside, I just feel that if Teofimo's senior, right? Because he's senior.
Senior, yeah. I had to think
If
about
he-
that one too. I was like, wait, is he? Yeah, but he is.
If he would have not been his dad, they
Mhm.
would have said he needs to get rid of that trainer.
Yeah.
I saw something on the ring. Max Kellerman, I think it was Max Kellerman that was the one.
He was the
that's
one
been
he's the
saying-
one that's stirring it up more.
starting up. And I go back to this. Where the fuck is Max Kellerman? Have you seen him in a few gyms?
He's no trainer.
Have you seen him around the fighters, the trainers?
No.
Everything nowadays just show. The reason I say this is styles make fights.
Yeah.
Shakur's been making people look like that pretty much.
His whole career.
Yeah,
Most
a
of
lot
it- most of
career,
his
especially
career.
in the pros, right?
Yeah.
I for me it was a big opening when Shakur fought Joet Gonzalez, because I always
remember
thought
that fight.
Joet was had a lot of potential. He's still a great fighter, but how the way he managed, right? Styles make fights. I think that it's just that style is not gonna work for Shakur.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. For me, it was a big learning experience to see a few things that I think might work for him. But at the end of the day, I think that if his father's been there 100% in,
Mhm.
it shouldn't change.
Yeah.
Fights are
I mean, he
fight.
got him to the level where he's at now,
I mean, give me an example. Why would he change, or who should he go with?
You know what? See, I can't even think about like who.
Okay, but most likely every time this happens, they always talk about like a named trainer.
Yeah, like somebody
Okay,
big.
say
yeah.
something.
Bomac. Let's go with Bomac.
Okay. Why? Who has Bomac got?
Terrence Crawford.
Hold on.
Okay.
Who has? Yeah. Freddie
Yeah.
Roach had Manny Pacquiao.
True.
Okay.
True.
So who has Bomac had that's gone through Teofimo's situation and changed them completely?
To my knowledge, nobody.
So,
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not about, and nothing is top trainers do. I want to be a top trainer, right? But I
Yeah.
always tell this, sometimes it's not about just the name,
Yeah.
right? It's who's going to really spend the time with. Because you go
That's
with
true.
long top trainers that are super busy, right? I mean, Teofimo's in that category where he's going to get the attention. But then again, the work atmosphere, the energy might not be there.
Well, there
It's
was
a risk.
there was talks about him working a lot with Eddie Reynoso, Canelo's trainer,
Okay.
right? So I think that would be a good one right there. But then again,
It's a chance.
yeah,
It's a chance.
I think that's more of a realistic chance than anything.
I think when we look at top fighters and when they've done the best with their trainers, is with the trainer they started since the bottom,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
we
that's
saw it
true.
with Oscar. We saw it with Tim Bradley. We saw it with Pacquiao. Pacquiao had a few fights, but where he grew the most was with Freddie. Virgil Ortiz is doing great with his father.
That's
He's also
true.
trained with Robert Garcia. Raymond Muratalla is doing a great job. His
Yeah.
father's always been part of it too. Robert also has them. They know how to communicate well, and that's great. You have so many fighters that their parents have brought them up, and it works. The easiest thing right now is because they want to sell whatever it is right now point out the fighter. Again, if it's not the father, then get rid of the trainer. He needs somebody else. I mean, look at this. They just started criticizing Reynoso when he's been trainer of the year for a few years.
Yeah,
That Canelo should leave him.
that. I don't agree with that. Like, I don't agree with
why?
that. Why? Yeah, just
First
because
of
he
all,
lost
you
against
did
Terrence Crawford. Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why, after Canelo has done such a great, Reynoso has done such a great job with Canelo against Crawford?
Do you
That's
ever
it.
see that happening? Canelo leaving Reynoso? I don't think that'll ever happen.
I don't know.
I don't want it to happen.
I mean, I just feel that you're almost towards the end of your career. You did everything. You're not gonna really learn nothing from nobody else.
No.
All you're gonna get, what I feel and what I've seen in the industry, all you're gonna get from the new trainers is try to make you happy, tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. Now you don't have trainers that if you're not doing your job, they'll tell you get the hell out of here, right?
Yeah.
Because the moment they tell you that now, it's a paycheck that's out of their pocket too.
Yeah.
So you don't get that. I have that.
Yeah.
I have that. That's why I only train where I want. If they don't do it my way, they're out. Period. Simple. You could talk
And
to
that's
any of
not
my
being
fighters.
No.
No.
Like being cocky or being no, that's
No.
not. It's just like, why are you gonna waste your time?
Exactly.
If they don't want to put in the time, then why are you gonna waste
You
your
know,
time? When there's other people out there that want it more than you.
And besides that, you also have somebody's lives on the line.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, it's my way or not. I mean, we still be
I
friends,
agree
but
with you,
you go
yeah.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Now, if I have a lot of monthly payments and I have this, okay, do whatever you want as long as I get paid. It is
Yeah.
what it is. And I'm not saying they're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're wrong because look, these guys are adults already.
Yeah.
These guys are not amateurs. These guys are adults. So a trainer shouldn't be telling you to go run.
Yeah.
He should give you a schedule and this is what we're gonna do, and you do
Right.
it. You should be watching your weight. It shouldn't be the trainer's fault. So I'm not blaming trainers for not being too much. No, that's okay. But like I said, I wouldn't take it.
Right. So when a fighter
I
doesn't
like the way
make
that
weight,
explained though.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that, it was explained very well.
yeah, exactly. No, but do you think it's the trainer's fault when the fighter doesn't make weight?
In a certain way, yes.
Okay.
Because again, he's first of all, if the fighter, there's some occasions that things could happen. Maybe when you're pushing it right in the line, your body doesn't give that weight. But if you already know that this guy comes in camp 20, 30, let's say 30 pounds overweight,
Right.
you have an issue,
Yeah.
right? And you know about that. Now, let's not sugarcoat things. There's a lot of trainers with so much years, and 2 days before the fight, they're saying, I see them telling promoters, I don't know what happened. Come on, bro, cut the bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
You knew exactly what was going on,
Yeah.
right? You just don't want to lose either a paycheck or because this guy, you know, he can't give weight or he's very indisciplined or whatever it is.
And I've seen it, man. They start pointing the finger at trainers, managers,
Yeah.
and all that when they don't make weight.
Yeah.
That's not true. I personally don't think it's their fault. It's the fighter's fault.
Yeah.
I feel that the amateurs is a big platform to learn your body,
Yeah.
because you have to give weight. Amateurs, you have to give weight day after day.
Yeah.
Be disciplined, work on your mistakes. It's a big training school.
Yeah.
And if you are 25 and you're getting well paid and you can't give weight, then, you know,
Yeah, that's my issue. I can never make weight.
yeah, same here. But, you know, I'm not a fighter. I don't have a responsibility that I have to give weight.
I give my own weight every week and I don't make it.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll just drink another Corona.
It's fight week for me every week. I'm like, I'll just drink another Corona. I'm good.
Yeah, so, you know, going back to the Teofimo situation,
Yeah.
I think he just needs to, he's done a big run in boxing. Maybe have some rest. Maybe this is a good chance for him, his father, to, if they really want it, to sit back and
Reassess.
say, you know, maybe we got a little too comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, what made us? Do we have to go back to what we did? You know?
Yeah. Go
in
back to the
everything.
blueprint.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. So
Yeah.
it's a good chance for them. I really hope he continues with his father. I don't think there's gonna be much difference if he goes with anybody else.
Okay. All right. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Well, I want to give you the floor because we're closing out. So
Cool.
I want to, if people can you want to do any shout outs? You want to tell people where they can find you and any words of wisdom, anything you want to say, upcoming events. The floor is yours.
And you can look at that camera right
Perfect. Hopefully Sam's back in the ring in March. We also have Kevin Anton announcing soon. He's back in March as well. We'll give you the exact
Nice.
dates. Just a big shout out to everybody here in Southern California, especially all the fighters out there. Like I said, there's something you're always gonna have to trust in and put your trust in and believe on it. You know, if you have a good relationship with your trainer, coach, stick to it. Believe the process, and little by little, remember, things take time to get there. And that's pretty much it. Everybody gets to put in good work, get better. Boxing becomes better automatically.
Exactly.
Well, we appreciate you coming on.
No, anytime.
Killed it,
Thank
man.
you guys for
Hey,
having
You
me.
thank
gave some good words,
Appreciate
man.
it.
I honestly some good like different like thoughts of the fighters and stuff.
I
you know, how
love
things
podcasts
work.
like this, man, because I learn a lot more.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that was good.
Like, I feel like
Appreciate
everybody
it.
can learn, the audience can learn more about boxing, like behind the scenes.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
because I learn. I'm not perfect. You know,
Yeah.
when I hear this,
I feel
and
like you
certain
probably still
things
learn
and-
every day.
Every
Yeah.
day. I'll go back and I'll be like, man, that's true. Let me look at this, right?
Yeah.
You know, like even fights. Like I tell fighters, when you look good, you win a fight. Like you're gonna have 1,000 people telling you look great. But listen to that coach where he has that criticism.
Yeah.
Nowadays we get the fighters that, this guy's never happy. Of course he's not fucking happy. He wants to make you big.
Yeah.
So keep working on the stuff. Good, you did okay, but let's get back to work and get better.
And you know what? Before we close it out, I would love to get Sam in here and Kevin.
Yeah, let me know and definitely. That would be great.
That'd be great. You know,
Yeah,
so
for
let's
sure.
make that happen.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do
We
it.
appreciate you coming on.
No, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time.
Our slogan
you.
is shed the sheep. So we're gonna look at this camera right here, and on 3, we're gonna say shed the sheep. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Shed the sheep.
Howls over Baaz. Object of Casas.
Adrian Gonzalez.
Sam Contreras. Thank
We
you guys.
appreciate you guys watching. This is HOB Fights and Peace. We out.
Let's go.
You're tuned in to the hottest podcast. Howls over Baaz every week, whooping ass. HOB, the fight segment, home of future and current world champions. With your host Jacob Casas and your host AJ Gonzalez. Henry running over sheeps cause we wolves in this beast, Let's go. And shout out to the fans showing love and all the trolls, y'all welcome. Every week knocking out the competition with the hottest guests. If you ain't tuned in, then you missing.